Hey, 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 Facebook. Hey, what's happening? How are you guys?
Water.
You want water? Okay. So if you're coming in, please say hi. And if you're watching this replay, put in the word hashtag replay. Come. Just give me 1 second. So I've got a little sick baby here with me today because she's if you hear her coughing, please forgive me, alright? Okay, cool. Let's talk about mindsets today. I do believe that mindsets is actually the #1 key for me to be successful in what I do right now. You know, like I find that when I found out these two mindsets, it totally changed my mind. It changed my life, and this is the reason why I talk a lot about hanging out with successful people, because these mindset I didn't know until I hang out with these successful people. Because you know, when I hang out with them, it's not necessarily, you know, get to know what they do, but really, hey Jason, what's up? Where are you checking in from? That's why it allowed me to you know, to shift my mindset, because it's like when you talk to them, they kind of just, you know, they just interrupt your thought patterns. And I think that's the reason why we can able to, you know, identify how we used to think, because that's owing to wherever we are right now. And if we wanted to move to the next level, we really need to change that, because it won't get you to where you need to be. Okay, so this is actually inspired by my coach, who has you know, done a similar training in one of our groups, and it's called Rainmakers for Network Marketers. And he talks about the two words that really changes my life. So it starts with E. Okay, so if you guys know what it is, put it in a comment below. If I have any rank makers on here, I'm sure you guys know which training I'm talking about. Okay, cool. So the first one I want to talk about is earn. So it's the earn mindset. So earn mindset is like every day we need to go out and we need to earn the respect, earn the love, earn the celebration from people. So for example, for myself, Bowling Green, Kentucky, cool. So for example, myself, you know, I go on social media every single day. I have to earn your respect. I have to earn your following. I have to earn your attention, because I can't just go out there and just share cat videos and expect to have a following and expect to have awesome people connected with me. Does that make sense? So that's one example. And in other aspects of your life as well, like for me, you know, now that what I do, I feel I'm very successful in terms of, you know, connection with people, and have like amazing relationships. Like that's one area where I found that I'm like super successful, and it took me 2 years, whereas before I had no friends, because I was being casual about it, you know, like you just kind of go out and you just you know, say anything to anybody and expect them to stay friends with you, right? So you have no consideration for their feelings. You can have no consideration for where they are, and you just say whatever and you expect them to stay friends with you. Now, does that make sense? Like, you have to earn that. You have to earn their respect. You have to earn their friendship. So, and another example I can tell you is your body. Do you earn the body that you have? Right? Are you conscious every single day celebrating the body that you have? Are you going every day and go, well, you know, I love my body, so I'm gonna, like, you know, sing to it, you know, maybe not sing to it, but, you know, like, feed it the right things so that it can thrive, right? So what kind of mindset it is that, you know, look at you in your areas of your life, and what is it that you see that's successful in that aspect, and where is it failing in that aspect of your life? So then you know that with that aspect you earned it. So whatever, for example, right, the very easy thing to notice is, like, you know, when you fall in love the first time when you meet somebody, you meet them and you're like, you're earning that respect. You want them to love you, right? You want them to look at you and notice you. So you do everything it takes. You're earning their love. You're earning their presence. You're earning their attention, right? And then after a while, what do? We get casual. But casual, what did, I can't remember what he said. I think he said, being casual causes casualties. Okay, so, you know, when like, especially this, I fell into that trap before when I got, you know, when I got married, because, you know, I didn't know better, right? And it was like after we got married, we kind of just like let's slack off, right? For us women, I remember like this mindset was like, oh, you're married already, you don't need to work out anymore, right? You don't need to be in shape anymore. It's okay to let yourself go. Like, what kind of, it's like, why do you do that? Like, why do you think you have the right to just let yourself go and expect your partner to love you the same way? I heard somewhere, because I do a lot of personal development, and Grant Cardone, he was saying, he goes, if my wife cheats on me, it's my fault. Okay, because it means I haven't done my job enough for her to stay. So my coach, Ray Higdon, he would, every day you see him shower her with, like a ton of appreciation, a ton of love, a ton of, recognition of, what he's done, and just really appreciating her, and buying flowers like almost every single week, and buying her like presents and stuff. Now we all look at it and go, oh my God, like, isn't that a bit too much? But can love be too much? I don't think so. I mean, if you really and if you learn, like, know like the law of attraction and stuff, like, the more you pour into it, the more that that's gonna reciprocate, the more it's gonna grow. Hey Mike, what's happening? What's up? I was actually thinking about you, and I was gonna reach out to you today, so I might do that after when we get off here. So and your children, just because you give birth to your children and you treat them crap, right? It doesn't mean they're gonna love you and respect you the way you are, the way you want them to. So if you keep doing that to them until the age of 18, they will do whatever it takes for them to get out, because no one likes to be treated that way. So the more encouragement and the more you help them grow as a person and bring the best out of them, they'd never want to leave you, okay? They were always trying to please you more. Whereas, like the mindset that I grew up with is like, just pointing out the flaws and then saying that, like the things you do good is expected. Like, it makes no sense. So are you earning your life? Are you earning the life that you're living right now? So it's the same as, I can just talk about so many things, in aspects, not just, but, obviously Ray, he was talking a lot more about the relationship wise, but, if you look at your body, if you look at your friends, that's one of the things that I do truly feel like I have success in. And I can tell you right now that every single day I will find ways to uplift people. I will find ways to, make sure that I leave them better than when I found them, right? And that's why I think I have a lot of like meaningful friends, the ones that really wanted to, be around me, because, I don't drain the energy, right? I keep my problems to myself and not just like vomiting on them, right? and because I do believe that everyone has their own problem. If I can't bring value to them, I wouldn't want them to, weigh down with mine. But it doesn't mean that, when I have a problem, like, I have people to support me, okay? And it's the same as when, my friends have problems, like they have me, giving them advice and pulling them up on their bullshit so that they can move on, and not being stuck by their own stories, because sometimes we get, the stories in our head. Does that make sense? So life is the same, right? Like, are you earning your life right now? Like, are you doing anything to move it forward? Or are you just leaving it? And that's by, and that's what I also mean by living design or by default. Are you designing your life, right? Are you having success in the areas, where you're actually going out there and every single day choosing to like put effort in to get it better? Or do you just go for the flow and just react to life and expect it to have an amazing life? Okay, so that's the earn part. And, oh yeah, so, with your relationship, like, do you celebrate and pour love onto your partner? Or do you expect them just to, love you for the way you are, and you don't do anything about it? And, and you go, oh, but, he does this and that. Well, have you thanked them for putting up with your flaws? Putting up with your crap? Right? See, these are things I didn't know, right? That's why I felt like, like the first, only up to recently when when my husband and I kind of, separated, I realized these things. So then, but it doesn't matter that now that we're apart. Like I choose to love and celebrate him because he's still the same person. But, you know, I do recognize that, because now that I am more aware of, you know, these two mindsets that I'm talking about, I was able to look back and go, oh my God, I was such a terrible person. Like, I remember when we first dated, I used to want to make him look bad in front of my family. Like, you know, it's just horrible. Like, I don't even know, like, I was just a nasty person. And then today, one of my really close friends back in high school, she reached out to me today, and I sent her a voice note and saying, you know, thank you so much for reconnecting, and I apologize for being a bitch when I was your friend. And you know, and I even though she said it was okay, but I had to repeat it because I really mean it, because I didn't know this. And the more I hang out with, you know, the more I let like more successful people into my life, and the more I choose to every single day improving myself, and the more better quality people come into my life, I'm able to distinguish these and then move my life forward. So I am earning my life, right? So I'm not MTP. Would never thought you were nasty. Oh my God, I was so bad. Like, I had no friends. And I was wondering why I had no friends, because I'm like, oh, it's like, you know, it's their fault. And, you know, it's just pointing flaws, because it's so easy to blame. It's like, why are they not supporting me? But if I look at myself back then, I'm like, I wasn't really supportive. You know, I just want to like tear them down, because that's the negative environment that I was growing up with. So, you know, I was telling her, I said, like, that's all I knew, and I'm sorry, you know, because that's how I was treated. So I go to the world treating like that. So I now trying to treat my kids, making them as self-sufficient as possible, as quickly as possible, but at the same time make them the best human being there are, by treating them the best human being. So I don't look at their flaws. I kind of turn a blind eye on it, but as soon as they do something good, I would encourage them. I make them like, you know, like a king or a queen, and they recognize us, because they know that that's how they're going to get my attention. So, you know, not by doing anything bad, but they try and strive for better. You know, I think I can, and then like I celebrate their effort rather than their results. So that's going to go very far in life, because, you know, you don't take no for an answer, you just keep going. But yeah, like, are you owning your life, right? Like, look at your life where it is successful. You put effort into that, right? So if you look at your garden, you put effort into it, and it's awesome, right? If you just leave it, the weed's just gonna grow, okay? And then let's talk another mindset, where it's entitlement mindset. So the entitled mindset is, you know, welfare, okay? Like, I grew up and I was like, you know, the mindset, I was like, oh, we go to Australia because, you know, Australia has the best welfare. You don't have to do anything, and you just retire, and the government will just pay you. Like, that's ridiculous, right? Like, no one owes you anything. You know, no one owes anything in life. Like, again, like with my page, if I start to slack off, and if I start to like not post anything and be lazy, I don't expect you guys to stay on my page, because you guys have better things to do, and you guys will follow someone else. And I totally get that, right? So for me to shift from an entitled mindset to an earning mindset, and how to consciously crafting my life, it's hard, but the reward is so rewarding. Is because the person that you become, you know, the things that you can accomplish. You start something, you say you wanted to achieve it. So the journey that gets you there, like to watch something you create to become you know, a product of it, it's amazing. It's not someone just think something just lands on your lap, right? Oh yeah, so the you know, welfare, the government takes care of you because you pay tax. Like, that's the kind of conversations that I was having at work. And, you know, and again, it's like entitlement is like when you know, in a relationship or in your friendship, and you don't really care about what the other person wants, and you just, you know, you're just in it for yourself, and you don't make effort to make them feel better. You just want it to you pull them down. That's easy to do, right? That's so easy to point out flaws. Like, the hard thing is that how are you gonna like make the other person feel better? And that's how you have friends, right? I mean, I was like failing so much in my earlier years, and it's only the last 2 years when I started on this you know, network marketing journey, when I just find all these people that have, you know, pouring love into me. I was very uncomfortable, because I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't like, it was so foreign for me. So yeah, and another thing was that, like, you think that you're entitled to your child. So when I was saying how you have to earn respect and love from your child, it's like I used to think that I was entitled to my children because I'm a mom, right? I'm entitled to them. And that's not the case, because I looked around, and when I lost my child, when I lost my very first child, I knew straight away that I was not entitled for a child. I was not entitled to have a child just because I'm a woman. Right? So I think that's why I'm working so hard right now to be the best mom that I can. And it's just so crazy how, I used to have this entitled mentality. And another thing was really like caught me was, I used to, go out and like I used to think like, whoever was making more money than me should pay, right? And I remember when Ray said that, I was like, oh my God, like I do that. I used to do that all the time. And, and then I'm like, but that's so bad, because I used to remember the conversations where in my family would say, oh, that person has like, more houses than me, or like, has a house, then they should be paying for this, or, they shouldn't be entitled for this, was it the inheritance, right? Because, this massive inheritance issue that we had going. Oh my God. Anyway, I don't want to go into it. But yeah, like, so then you see people, earn more than you, and they expect them to pay, but then you don't give anything back, right? It just makes no sense, because they work for it. That's why they're able to, earn that amount of money, or, whatever it is, right? So yeah, no one owes you anything. And that's what I discovered in, in what I do now, is that, I used to go to a job, and some days I feel like, I don't want to work today, right? So I have to bare minimum, and I'll still get paid as someone else was working hard. But now I look back, and when I was doing bare minimum, someone else was carrying my weight. Someone else was, doing my work. And then, but on the days that I don't do anything, on the days that I work really hard, I would think that, they need to pay me more, or like I expect like a pay rise straight away, right? So that's just like this, the entitlement mindset that got me stuck. I don't know about you, but that really, it just really, like, I think that's the reason why I wasn't very successful in my early years, and just have a lot of troubles, trying to go through life, because I think that everyone owes me stuff, and the world owes me things, and no one owes you anything. You're even not entitled to your own body. Okay. Like, I used to just eat anything and expect myself to have, have a size 6 body, so I can, whenever something good comes up, I look amazing in it. It doesn't make sense. Like, I have to put effort into, because I'm like, I am not entitled to my body. Like, this is my privilege, like, not my, what was the word? Yeah, I have to earn it. Like, I have to eat properly. I have to like exercise, oh yeah, so today entitlement is a huge thing. Thanks, Austin. So I had no hot water today, okay? And I just thought to myself, I'm like, man, thank God, like, thank goodness, like, but it still drew a sense of, an entitlement in me, because some days I don't think like that, okay? Like, because you just turn the water on and it's on. Today, the last 2 days, I had no shower. I was getting really, really like frustrated, because I was like, oh my God. So today, when I had the shower back on, I was just literally like contemplating it, and just like enjoying my time in the shower, because the shower never felt so good. But we had no shower, so we couldn't, we had no hot water, so I couldn't. And then my daughter was sick as well. I couldn't bath. I couldn't give her the proper shower or the bath. And she was standing there cold, because while I was trying to boil the water, it just gave me such a realization that, we're not entitled to anything just because we live in just an amazing country. Like the clean air that we breathe. Australia has amazing air. Like, I went to China like a few years ago, and it was terrible. Like, I was breathing in all this pollution that I didn't, and that's when I came back to Australia. I realized how I appreciate where I live, and not in China, right? So nothing, like, none of this stuff like we're entitled to, because yeah, like clean air, healthcare, it's crazy. But when we start to look at those things, we get to have the sense of, we are so like I'm so happy where I am, but at the same time it doesn't mean I don't want more, because life just causes you to want more. But if you start appreciating, you start to, you know, pay more attention to that, then eventually you're going to get more of that. And I noticed that in my life, and the more I complain about something, I get more of that. Like it's just how the universe works, right? So that's what I try to shift my attention to. So again, with the earning my life, like I do a lot of work in terms of shifting my focus, you know, to have more of the things I want into my life. So I don't look at the bad things all the time. Like I'm a human, so sometimes I do a bit, like I complain a little bit, but I get out of it very quickly, because I realize that the more I complain, the more I'm going to get of it, right? So I will shift my mindset straight away, and look at things that, you know, I want more of. You know, a lot of us think that, you know, we want the things that we don't have yet, but we have to realize that the things that we don't have yet is like the more of something that we have right now. So for example, we want more money, right? It's not like we don't have money now. We want more of it. So we need to appreciate what it is that we have now, and then really like know it, and not just to want more money because we need more money, okay? Because if you come from that place of lack, like because you think you don't have it, you won't get it. So that's something that I'm working on right now. And some days I do feel like that knowing, and it's the same as, you know, for you know, love, or like for anything, not just money. Money is probably the hardest thing to shift, but because everything around us is around money. But I noticed that in terms of love, in terms of relationship, in terms of, you know, passion, in terms of, you know, like my body, or like the way I look and things, like I started, you know, to say the words, to feel those things before it became true. So I would highly suggest that you take on this mentality that nothing, like no one owes you anything, nothing ever owes you, you know, like you have to really earn it. And that means that to put effort into it wherever you want it to grow. What else did I say? Oh yeah, so I used to expect every day I come home, and I expect food to be on the table, you know, because I used to work at my job. So and then my mom would be at home and she would make food for us. But that's our culture, right? So because that's our culture, I expect those things, but not really thanking her and not really appreciating her. So now that I have to do all that stuff because I'm not a domestic wife, I'm not a domestic person, oh my God, I was like, oh my God, I should have, you know, appreciate what I have. So yeah, so it's just really look at your life right now, and you know, and be grateful for the things you have now, so that you have more of those things for you to be grateful for. What else did I say? Okay, cool. So what I do now is pretty much like everything that I do is by my effort, and but I understand, you know, every single time that I interview these leaders in my industry, and I see how, you know, how they were and how they became successful, it gave me a lot of insights to, you know, how they became grateful mindset is chapter 1. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very grateful for my, you know, hot water today. Oh, so my so today I was able to teach my 3-year-old daughter what gratefulness means. So every single day she would say, I'm grateful for blah, right? So yesterday, if you watch my video, she'll be like, I'm grateful for the blueberries, the strawberries, you know, bananas, whatever. So today, when, you know, after everything, like after I cleaned it down and put it into bed, I said to her, this is what you're grateful for, right? Because every single day we just turn on the water and it's there. We never notice it, but when it's gone, we don't have it, you know, and that's why you have to be grateful for that. And she got it, and she's only 3. So I did the same thing with my son. He's now in the Philippines. Now he's gonna come back and even more wiser, because he gets to see these kids that his age has no water, has no, you know, shoes, and have no like proper clothes, right? And so then I teach him every single day to do the grateful exercise, but until he hurt his leg and he couldn't walk, he understood what grateful means. And in his own words, at the age of 4 or 5, he said grateful means when you have it, you're happy, and when you don't have it, you're sad. So yeah, so my daughter benefits from that even at an earlier age. But so when I teach them these things, like, you know, I can only teach them through experience. So therefore, I'm so grateful that I can actually stay at home and and guide them through these experiences and guide them through, you know, how can I teach them? Because I can't sit them down and teach them these things. These are the skills that they're gonna need, okay? Like I make sure that, you know, whenever they do something, they clean up. I don't do that for them because those are the skills they're gonna need when they grow up. You know, they need, like, I won't do these things for them forever. I need them to be as self-sufficient as quickly as possible. But if you notice them, I notice my kids, they very, they want to do things for themselves quickly anyway, right? And a lot of us will stop them saying, oh no, they can't do it, you know, like, I remember my mom, because I used to live with my mom, even at the age of, like, you know, 6 months old, like, they wanted to feed themselves, and my mom's like, oh no, you know, just feed them, so then, you know, it's so that it doesn't make a mess, so, you know, she can go and do other things. But if we look at it, it's like, are we doing it for them or are we doing it for ourselves? Okay, so for my children to grow up, and I wanted to have an amazing relationship with them. I'm working with them now because I want to be in their world right now. Because if I choose not to be in their world right now, I have no right, and I'm not entitled to be in their world. Do you know when they hit, like, the age of, like, you know, teenagers, and they're like, go away, mom, and they shut the door on you? Like, I used to do that. Because when I was younger, they didn't give a crap about me, right? So I don't want that for my kids, you know, and I want them to, I want them to bring the best out of them, so they're always going to come back to me and want my guidance and want, like, what I have to say into it. Like, and I want them to be successful in their own field. But if I just give them these tools and these mindsets, then that's it. Like, I don't need to teach them anything else. Like, they can learn any other things elsewhere, right? And the funny thing is that because now that I'm so you know, freely expressing myself, like, I was saying to my I don't even know what to call him anymore, like Dewey, like the kids' dad, that, you know, I have no problem of telling them, like, you know, what sex means, like sex education. Like, what age do they teach sex education, you know? And then I was like, cause that, like, is it like the birds and the bees or something, right? I'm like, I don't want to even do that. Just go straight to it. Just tell them, like, exactly what it is. And I think, like, the vulnerability and, you know, for me to open up to them, because I want them to open up to me. So every single day, I look for ways to earn their love, to earn their respect, to earn their following, right? So and I want them to, I want me to be their mentor as long as they find value. So it's the same as, like, you know, I am not entitled for you guys to watching me right now if you guys don't find value, right? I can't just share cat videos all the time and expect you to, you know, stay on my page. So yeah, I hope you guys find what I share was valuable. If it does, please drop me in the comment below. And if you like this, please share it, please comment, please like it. But yeah, these are the two main distinctions that really helped me to grow in the last 2 years. And again, that's why I love what I do, because I get to hang out with these people that cracks the code why I'm stuck. Because I didn't know these stuff until I hang out with the successful people, until I hang out with the people that, you know, have the life that I want, because their thinking got them there, right? Their thinking, it's like our actions based on our thinking, right? So when we don't do something because of our fear, when we don't do something, we you know, because it's holding us back, because we tie our past into our present, and we think that we're gonna fail in the future. So because I hang out with them, I say to my kids all the time, I said, you know, is it okay to fail? Of course it is. But so the other day when my kid, when Miranda fell down and she had this massive bruise on her head, she would, you know, and then she said to me, oh, I won't go so fast anymore because I will fall and hurt myself again. And I said to her, are you still hurt? So is your pain permanent? Like, is it always there every day? So is it okay to fall? What are you falling? Do you get up when you fall? And then she got really happy about it, right? But because someone else told her that don't do that again, because they, you know, we're afraid for them to fall. I'm like, fall as much as you want, man. Learn from your experience. Get back up again, right? Because in life, guess what? You're gonna fall over many, many times. So get used to it. Otherwise, you never succeed. But yeah, like, it's just, you don't take no for an answer. And, you know, for them, it's like, if they don't ask, the answer is always no. So these mindset, if I'm not doing network marketing, I don't know where I was going to get these stuff from. So I'm so glad that 2 years ago when I made when I make the choice to change, because I saw these people have the lives that I want, and I chose to suspend my disbelief, because no one I know around me was living the lives that these guys were having. So I was super skeptical, so skeptical. In fact, tomorrow I'm gonna start posting my I went to Dallas 2 years ago. I took like a massive leap, spent $2,000 to a brand new country with a group of people that I don't even know, to check out something that I have no idea about, and everyone around me was so skeptical about. But I'm so glad I did, because I was surrounded by 25 to 30,000 people that was fired up, right? Like loving life. I'm like, my God, like I was so miserable. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Okay. And luckily, because I stuck with that, and I loved who I have become. And I can't wait for where it is I'm going, you know, in the future, but I'm on the right path. Like I know that I am on track to where I wanted to be. Because if you look at your job, if you look at wherever you are you not following somebody? Are you not getting advice from somebody? They better have the life that you want, because when you take their advice, you better take their life, right? So I look at myself and I say, you know what, I am not only going to take advice from the people that I wanted to, you know, replicate, or not replicate, what's the word? Simulate. Is it simulate? I don't know, but you know, like a similar life, like a similar lifestyle, because I wanted to become that kind of caliber, that high caliber, or you know, the lifestyle that they want, you know, the kind of friendship, the kind of you know, whatever they have, right? The happiness, or if they are a good parent, I'll listen to them, right? And eventually I'm gonna get there, right? Because I follow them, I feel like I am very successful in terms of making friends. I didn't have these skills before. I sucked at it. I was such an energy vampire. I sucked energy out of people, right? And I knew that like my friends back then did not like me. I just know it, because I wasn't being the best self. Like it was so much easier, because I was so insecure in myself. It was easier for me to put someone down or talk bad about someone else. But as I start to work on myself and start to, you know, decide that I want a better life, so I knew that I had to pour a lot of, you know, maneuver in my head, right? Which is like all the good stuff, and getting out and weeding every single day. I couldn't add value to people's lives. And the more I hang out with these, you know, rock stars, these leaders in my field, I'm able to change that around, because they start to see greatness in me. And I'm just really grateful for it, because I took on that belief and I worked towards it, rather than, you know, in the past, I would take someone else's advice saying, you know, these are my flaws, I need to improve this. And then eventually I was like, oh man, I'm useless. What? I can't do anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, you know, it's better to earn your life than just feel entitled to it, because no one owes you anything. And even you are not entitled to a great life. You need to work for it. You need to earn for it day in and day out. Every single minute of the day, you need to be earning for your life. Like you need to be earning, like you're going to your job. Like if you don't show up, you don't get paid, right? So your life is the same. So you need to put effort into it. Wherever areas that you want to improve, you are not entitled to it. No one owes you anything. The world doesn't owe you anything. We are privileged enough to, you know, be brought into this world, and you know, don't have to worry about heart and our hearts beating. We don't have to worry about the air, and the air's there. Like we should be really grateful, and the more we're grateful for it, the more we're going to get things to be grateful for. But we've got to start looking things in a different way for us to get a different outcome. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Have an amazing night, and Americans, have an awesome day ahead. I love you. And if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. If you want to know what I do, you know, it's really fun. I really love it. You know, it really helped to boost my confidence, and it makes me succeed in other areas of my life, and to pursue my other dreams and goals, like becoming a speaker and modeling as well. Like I couldn't do those things without network marketing. So yeah, you know, reach out to me. I'd love to share more info with you. I talk a lot about like motivation and mindset and stuff, because those are the keys that changed my life. So I hope you guys find it valuable, and if you guys like it, share it. Bye. Love you.